let's just start by introducing yourself. Tell us a little bit about your background. Where do you call home? What do you do for a living?
Yeah, Alex Falconer from Eden Prairie, Minnesota. I'm currently the campaign manager for the Campaign to Save the Boundary Waters. We have 3 kids. I'm also a cross-country coach at the middle school in Minnetonka and cross-country ski coach at the high school.
And you got a little bit of a political background already coming into this, volunteering for Paul Wellstone and Barack Obama Senate campaigns. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, well, so I graduated with a biology degree, thinking I wanted to be a doctor, and decided too late I didn't want to be a doctor. So I really enjoyed immunology as the main course, and so I was in a PhD program for immunology. But then Obama was running for Senate in Illinois, where I was in school, and so I was spending more time volunteering and working for him than I was in my studies, and so something just kind of clicked and was like, no, you should get into politics. So came back to Minnesota and started working for the DFL.
And what made you decide to jump in here to run for a seat in the House?
Representative Lori Pryor retired, and it's always something that's been kind of in the back of my head, and so when she announced, I was kind of like, well, maybe this is my time. The kids are old enough where they don't need me at home, 100% anymore. They're semi-autonomous, so the home pressures were alleviated, and I was able to just think about if we could do it, and went for it.
Tell us about your district, too. It's 49A. What area does that cover, and what are some of the important issues that you heard from residents?
Yeah, so it's Minnetonka and Eden Prairie. It's Minnetonka that's south of Highway 7 and Eden Prairie north of Highway 5. So nice kind of chunked off area of the community. The issues that I've been hearing a lot about are just our school system. People are very proud of it, want it to stay strong, as well as then kind of healthcare, what we can do to keep prices down. But then climate and environment. I'm a boundary waters guy, and so the environment is very important to me as well, and people are worried about where our planet's headed.
I wanted to ask you about this too. I saw you talk about your mother on your campaign website, and you go on to say that she taught you about healthcare. Well, what did she teach you? I mean, how did your mom help kind of shape you politically, I guess?
Well, there's this interesting case where my mom was the first female physician in Red Wing, but I grew up with my mom being a doctor, and my dad's best friend out of college was a nurse, and so I grew up with this worldview that women are doctors, men are nurses, which is kind of, especially in the 80s, things have changed now, but in the 80s that was against the grain, and so it was. I felt like I was always brought up in the theme of you can do whatever you want, no matter who you are. She also spent quite a bit of time working at Planned Parenthood, and brought the stories home about why it's important that people have access to health care and what that means for people and their lives and their families.
I understand you have quite a few hobbies, but the one that stood out to me is that you are, as far as I know, the only person to have run across the boundary waters?
Yeah, well, so for my work with the Boundary Waters campaign, this was a way for me to bring the running community into the conservation efforts with the wilderness. And so I'm a trail run, ultramarathons, 100-mile distances, and so there's these 2 trails, the Border Route Trail and the Kekakabik Trail, that are established hiking trails, and they meet in the middle just by a quarter-mile separation. And so I just came up with this idea to maybe let's run them both and bring some awareness. Linked up with Patagonia to help produce a film about it, and they send out some elite runners that they sponsor. They make a big deal about it and ran it in 38 hours.
So, according to my sources, I guess you're the unofficial record holder, right?
Yep.
So we have a record holder here in the House of Representatives. Well, thank you very much for being with us.
All right, thanks.